The A-Team Challenge, a major project of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, is produced in partnership with the School District of Lee County, Waterman Broadcasting, and NBC2. This program features high school students in both public and private schools from 6 Southwest Florida counties as they compete in this exciting academic challenge. Lee County High School student interns help produce the show under the direction of the Lee County Schools Communication and Production Department. The A-Team Challenge is brought to you by the Suncoast Credit Union Foundation and a contributing sponsorship by Hodges University.
Hi everybody, welcome to the A-Team Challenge. I'm your host today, Robert Van Winkle. We are picking away the games here in round 2, about ready to start the quarterfinals pretty soon, and one of these two teams will be moving on. Welcome to the A-Team Challenge. We're in our 27th year celebrating academic excellence here in Southwest Florida. The partnership between NBC2, the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, and the Lee County School District continues, and we hope for many years to come. You can watch our games on Comcast on television, their channel number 99. You can watch on CenturyLink television at channel number 89. And this year, for the first time, you can also watch our games on the internet. We're on YouTube. The games are being posted to the the Lee Schools television channel on YouTube. So just go to youtube.com, look up Lee Schools TV, and you'll find the A-Team Challenge games there. Students, remember once again, your categories today are in the subject of science, math, arts and humanities, language arts, social studies, and a few general knowledge questions. This is a single elimination tournament. Both of these two teams have won already at least once, and they're now in this second round. The winners so far in the second round are Bishop Verot High School, Donahue Academy, Gulf Coast, Island Coast, Cape Coral, and Barron Collier. So one of these two teams will be moving on. Here's a quick look at the rules again, just as a refresher. Remember, students work individually in the first 3 rounds. No help from your teammates there. Final exam, you'll be working with alternates, and we'll see how you do to move on or not. All right, so we have 2 fine schools here today. On my right is the representative from Charlotte High School, on my right, and on the left in the green is Fort Myers High School. So Fort Myers High versus Charlotte High, and it's going to be a very good game. I can just feel it. So students, are you ready to play the A-Team? Here we go. Put your hands on your buzzers, and I'll give you your first question, good for 5 points. Developed in Canada from a game long played by Native Americans, its men's field version has 10 players. Nick, Charlotte.
Hockey.
Say again?
Hockey.
Sorry, Nick, not hockey. The men's field, here's the rest, Fort Myers. The men's field version has 10 players on the team, 4 more than its box version, which can be played on a hockey rink covered with artificial turf. Rachel, Fort Myers.
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse is right. There was much more to that, ending with this using the small net with on the end of a stick. That might have helped at the end, but you got it in time. Lacrosse, 5 points, starts us off Fort Myers. Next question for 5. It is defined by New York's Museum of Modern Art as a form of kinetic sculpture incorporating an element or elements set in motion by natural external forces. Give this term, first used by Marcel Duchamp in 1932 to describe works by Alexander Calder. Nicole, you're in just in time.
Dynamic.
Good try. No harm for an incorrect answer in the first 3 rounds, so I appreciate that. Fort Myers, do you want to give it a shot? Not correct, sorry. Good try. Fort Myers? Nozomi.
Fluid.
No. The clue in that was Calder. Calder is very famous for making mobiles in art, a mobile or a mobile. That's what we were looking for. Okay, no harm, no foul. Next question for 5. What Asian country's largest river is the Shinano? Nozomi.
Japan.
Japan. He got that one without getting too much hesitation. 5 points for Fort Myers High. Next for 5. Philip V, its first king of Spain, took the throne in 1700, more than 100 years after it had begun to rule France. Identify this French ruling dynasty, now again in power in Spain with King Philip VI on the throne. It shares its name, by the way, with an alcoholic beverage. Alia, Fort Myers.
Bourbon.
Bourbon, good job. The Bourbon Dynasty is right. 5 points, Fort Myers. Next for 5. In a biology lab, What spinning device enables you to measure the percentage of red blood cells in a sample of whole, Richard, Fort Myers?
Centrifuge?
The centrifuge, the example of the whole blood, 5 points, Fort Myers. In 1982, what subversive labor union was banned by the government of Poland? I'm sure you've heard of this. Solidarity. Solidarity. Next question for 5. Look at your screens. It's your first math question. You can begin to work. Toss a coin. Toss 5 coins in the air at the same time. Give the fractional probability in lowest terms, remember that you will get 4 heads and a tail. Okay, Reed is in. Charlotte?
1/32.
No, not 1/32. Fort Myers? Okay, not in time. Reed, you were really close. 5/32. 5/32 is the proper response. Okay, next question for 5. Which woman who tells one of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales has been married 5 times? No Canterbury Tales fans, that's all right. The Wife of Bath is the answer to that one. She deceives and entraps men, but never this main character of the novel where she appears. Give the first name of this girl who grew up living with Miss Havisham and playing with Pip in the Dickens novel Great Expectations. Two tough literary questions there. This was Estella. Estella was the answer there. Next question. His wife Margot loaned him the first $1,000 to start a company called Electronic Data Systems. Name this Texas billionaire who finished 3rd in the 1992 presidential election behind Clinton and Bush. Sorry, Reed, wait a second. Reed?
Al Gore.
No, not Al Gore. Fort Myers High. You're going to kick yourself. It was Perot. Ross Perot. All right, that's okay. We're going to, okay. There we go. Those were some tough questions for round 1. I can assure you, no, I can't, that they're going to get easier. I don't know that. So we'll see how it plays out. Let's introduce you to the students from Charlotte High School before we take our first break. On the right here in position number 1 is Reed. Reed Coffey. Good smile there, Reed. You're a senior off to Georgia Tech, waiting with bated breath to see if you're in. Good luck with that. You'll be studying chemical engineering at Georgia Tech, I'm sure. Next to Reed is Nick. Nick Ayers, also a senior. He wants to head to UCF and study engineering. Nick, good luck to you. In the back, we have 2 players here. This is Chevy Bogle. Chevy is a senior this year, and he is off to USF and would like to also study biomedical engineering. Rounding out the team from Charlotte High School is Nicole. This is Nicole Berg. Nicole is a sophomore, and so we'll probably see you back for more A teams in the future years. She wants to go to Caltech and study mathematics. Welcome to Nicole, to Chevy, to Nick and Reed under the coaching of Rick Weston at Charlotte High School. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the Fort Myers High School team, and we'll start our 10-point round. Find out if those questions get easier or harder when we come back. Good job.
2 pennies by themselves don't add up to much. But when you're a Suncoast member, every time you swipe your Suncoast credit or debit card, Suncoast donates 2 cents to help children's programs where you live. That means Suncoast members help make their community a better place every day just by buying things with their cards. And when we add all those pennies from all those Suncoast card swipes together, we can give millions of dollars to our children's future. Visit SuncoastCreditUnion.com and learn how much Suncoast could save you.
Hi, my name is Marshall Bauer, and I'm proud to say I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools. The Foundation has as its mission engaging the business community and the community at large with our students and teachers in the public school system. Through our many initiatives and programs, we enhance and enrich what is already going on in our public school system. The goal in mind is the same goal that the school district has, to make Lee County Public Schools a world-class school system. It is important that the community understand that our students will be competing in a global market, and in order for them to succeed, they need the backing of the entire community. So please reach out to a student, to a teacher, and help the foundation succeed in its mission. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back. We're about ready to start the 10-point round. Before we do that, let's introduce you to the Fort Myers High School team. In position number 1 is Rachel Wexler, no stranger to the A-team. Rachel, good to see you again. She's off to study public policy after high school. Good luck in the future, Rachel. Next to Rachel, a man who knows his rivers in Japan. This is Nozomi Watanabe, and he is a senior, and he has plans to go to MIT. Good luck to you, Nozomi. In the next position in the back is Alia Zuberi. Alia is a junior this year. She would like to head to Columbia and study environmental engineering and international relations. Rounding out the team is Richard Walker, a senior. He is off to UCF and would like to study engineering. Richard, good luck to you. So we've got Richard, Alia, Nozomi, and Rachel making up the Fort Myers High School team under the coaching of Deborah Daladonis. Deborah, good job with your students again this year. All right, here we go. 10-point round is up. Put your hands on your buzzers. Let's see how many questions we can get in. First one. Identify the particle, usually denoted by the Greek letter gamma, that has no electric charge. Chevy, Charlotte.
Alpha.
No, sorry, incorrect. Fort Myers, that has no electric charge and no mass when it's at rest, but it moves at the speed of light and transmits electromagnetic energy in quanta. Richard, Fort Myers.
Photon.
Photon is the proper response. 10 points, Fort Myers. Next for 10. The Erie Canal in New York State now has a leg that connects what lake on the U.S. border with Canada? Rachel, Fort Myers.
Ontario?
No, good try. That's one of them, but not the one I need. Chevy.
Michigan.
Nope, not Michigan. Champlain, Lake Champlain. All right, next for 10. Give the word that came to English from Russian, and it means a country house or a vacation home. Rachel, Fort Myers.
Villa?
That's a good try also. Nope, sorry, incorrect. Charlotte? The word in Russian is docha. It's a docha. All right, next question. Look at your screen. It's a math question. In terms of pi, what is the surface area of a sphere with a radius of 6 meters? Students are given a little extra time, if you're not aware of this already, for our A-team math questions. They have pencil, paper, and working calculators. Okay, first one in is Richard, Fort Myers.
48 pi.
48 pi is incorrect, Richard. I'm sorry. Charlotte? Just a couple more seconds. That was close. I couldn't hear. Okay, Chevy, just right at time, Chevy.
148 pi thirds.
No, sorry, 144 pi. 144 pi. Good try, both sides. Thanks. All right, next question for 10. In economics, what term describes the money left from a business's income after all the expenses are paid? Read, Charlotte.
Profit.
Profit. That's exactly right. 10 points, Charlotte. You're on the board. Next question for 10. Which noble gas was discovered by Nobel chemistry laureate William Ramsay by putting a high voltage across it and watching the tube it was in? Read, Charlotte.
Neon.
Neon. It was glowing bright red when he discovered it. 10 more points, Charlotte High. Give the term defined by the American Meteorological Society as a system of estimating and reporting wind speeds. Read, Charlotte.
NOAA.
No, sorry, incorrect. The rest of the question, wind speeds using a numerical scale ranging from 0, which is calm, to 12, which is hurricane. Rachel.
Knots?
No, sorry, the scale's name is Beaufort, the Beaufort scale. You probably heard me say that a couple times on TV, but not very often. Yeah. All right, next question for 10. Name the Vermont senator who wants the 2016, read, Charlotte.
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, he wants the nomination for president this year, 2016. Bernie Sanders, 10 points, Charlotte. Next question, listen carefully. The fictional Yoknapatawpha County in rural Mississippi is the setting of several major novels by Nozomi, Fort Myers.
William Faulkner.
Faulkner, by what American author of The Sound and the Fury? 10 points, Fort Myers. Next question for 10. The Pythagorean theorem for right triangles is a simplified case of it, where the angle opposite the third side is 90 degrees and thus makes one entire, Nick, Charlotte?
Hypotenuse.
No, sorry, incorrect. Maybe a little too soon. Makes one entire term equal to 0. Identify this law of trigonometry. Nozomi, Fort
Law
Myers.
of cosines.
Law of cosines is right. 10 points, Fort Myers. Next for 10. He took power the first time after a revolt of the sergeants and stayed for 11 years, leaving during World War II. When he came back in 1952, he led a coup that put him in power for almost 7 more years and resulted in Havana becoming Chevy, Charlotte.
Fidel Castro.
No, sorry, Chevy, incorrect. Resulted in Havana becoming a Latin Las Vegas because of his connections with the American mafia. Name this Cuban dictator who, on January 1st, 1959, was overthrown by Fidel Castro. All right, no response from Fort Myers. Chevy, do you know it? No, it was Batista. That's okay, no harm, no foul there. Next question for 10. In biology, insulin is considered what type of hormone that is made of amino acids and linked by their namesake bonds? Rachel, Fort Myers.
Dipeptide?
Peptides is right. That's the response I need. 10 points. What type of musical piece was written twice by Holst for military band and once by Grofé that musically imagines the Grand Canyon? Reed, Charlotte.
An overture?
Good try. Nope, not the right one. Fort Myers. Alia.
Red River Valley?
Nope. I'm looking for just a simple answer there. A suite. You were on the right track, Reed, but a suite was what I needed to hear. Okay, that ends the 10-point round. Charlotte's at 30, Fort Myers at 60. This is still anybody's game because the next round, each question's worth 20 points, and scores have historically changed a lot in the 20-point round. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Our schools are faced with increasing budgetary challenges. Now, there's an easy way for all of us to support education. By purchasing a License for Learning plate and renewing it each year, $20 are contributed to our schools to help our children. Support the License for Learning campaign. If you've got a car, get involved. For more information, call the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, 239-337-0433. Get involved.
The A-Team Challenge, a major project of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, is provided in partnership with the School District of Lee County and Waterman Broadcasting.
All right, the game continues between Charlotte High School on the right and Fort Myers High School on my left. It's going to get a lot tighter now because each question's worth 20 points. So let's see how it plays out. Students, hands on your buzzers, 20 points up for grabs. Much of its southern border is formed by Lake Victoria. This landlocked African country was a British protectorate until 1962. Name the country whose first prime minister, Milton Obote, was overthrown in 71 by the barbaric Idi Amin. Rachel, Fort Myers.
Tanzania?
Good try. Nope, not it. Charlotte, give it a shot. Chevy.
Uganda.
Uganda is right. 20 points for Charlotte. Next question for 20. It now has more than $70 billion in debt that it may never be able to pay off. Nicole, Charlotte.
Greece?
No, that's a good guess. Maybe a little too soon, though. Fort Myers, name this island officially part of the U.S. Richard.
Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico is $70 billion in debt. That's 20 points, Fort Myers. Next question for 20. Look at your screen. In standard scientific notation, give the product of 3 times 10 to the third and 7 times 10 to the 8th in standard scientific notation. Okay, Nozomi's in.
2.1 times 10 to the 12th.
2.1 times 10 to the 12th is exactly right. 20 points, Fort Myers. Next for 20. In myth, what king, who was nice to the Greek god Dionysus, received a gift that everything the king touched? Rachel, Fort Myers.
Minos.
Yep, would turn to gold. King Midas. 20 points, Fort Myers. Next for 20. First discovered by an Italian in the early 1500s, it contains a short limb and a long limb, along with a lenticular process. Name this very small ossicle in the inner ear that moves sound waves between the malleus, or the hammer, and the stapes, or the stirrup. Alia, Fort Myers.
Eardrum?
Eardrum is a good try, but not what I need. Charlotte, you got a few seconds. Give it a shot. Read.
Tympanic membrane.
Say again?
Tympanic membrane.
Tympanic membrane, also a good guess. Nope, the anvil. The anvil or the incus. Next question for 20. What 10-letter verb starting with E means to be deliberately unclear in order to avoid committing oneself to something? Alia, Fort Myers.
Equivocate.
Equivocate is right, 20 points, Fort Myers. Newton's second law gave us the famous equation F. Read, Charlotte.
No answer.
Okay. Too soon, Fort Myers. F equals ma. Richard, Fort Myers.
No, sorry.
Nope, too soon? Okay. I was going to tell you that when discussing circular motion, the A is angular acceleration. What is F? And I needed to hear torque. That was it. So don't buzz in too soon. No, I'm just kidding. Buzz in whenever you want. Next question. Here we go. Much of Saudi Arabia's southern border is what Arab country? Now one of the most lawless in the world and home for terrorists. Read, Charlotte.
Yemen.
Yemen is right, 20 points, Charlotte. Developed by Canadian Robert Gillespie and Australian Ronald Nyholm, it says that atoms rearrange themselves to minimize the repelling force between electron pairs. Rachel, Fort Myers.
Vesper theory.
The Vesper theory. There's a lot more to that question. You got it very quickly. Good job. Fort Myers, 20. Lewis Payne was to have killed this former governor of New York, just as John Wilkes Booth was shooting Abraham Lincoln. Name this man, then serving as Lincoln's Secretary of State. Rachel, Fort Myers.
Seward.
Seward is right. He's now best known for purchasing Alaska from Russia. Seward is right for 20 points, Fort Myers. What ancient Greek historian wrote a 9-volume account that included Greece's wars with Persia? Rachel?
Pericles.
No, not Heracles. Charlotte? Give it a shot. Chevy?
Plato.
Nope, not Plato. That's okay. Herodotus. Herodotus. Next question for 20. What legal term is defined on the official U.S. court's website as, in appellate cases, it's a group of judges assigned to decide the case. In the jury selection process, it's the group of potential jurors. Real straightforward answer, panel. It's a panel. Next question for 20. Sebastian Faulks got permission from this late British writer's estate to write a final novel in which that writer's 2 most famous male characters get engaged. One to a girl named Georgiana and his valet to a maid he'd known for years. So name this writer who created the Playboy Bertie Wooster and his valet Jeeves. That was Woodhouse, P.G. Woodhouse. All right, we've got another try at a math question for you on your screen. We'll give you enough time to do this here. For a school spring musical, adult tickets and child tickets are different prices. First day of sales, you got 10 adults and 7 children buying tickets worth $115. The next day, 20 adults and 9 children buy the tickets worth $205. How much is a child's ticket? Okay, Nozomi's in.
$5.
$5, that's right, you got it. And that's 20 points for Fort Myers. Next question for 20, and that signals the end of the round. All right, here's the score. Students, we're not done yet. When we get back after this break, we will have the final exam. Now, the final exam's category is science. So we need you to make your wagers based on what you think you can do with science, and we will come back in just a minute.
This one's packed with hope. This one's packed with big dreams. This one's packed with inspiration. It may look like a simple brown bag lunch, but it's really a big way to make a difference. That's because when you become a Take Stock in Children mentor, it takes just 1 hour a week to make an impact that can't be measured. Change a life over lunch. Become a mentor today.
Take Livestock and Children is a major program of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools. For more information on how you can become a mentor, call 239-337-0433 or email info@leeschoolfoundation.org.
Two pennies by themselves don't add up to much. But when you're a Suncoast member, every time you swipe your Suncoast credit or debit card, Suncoast donates 2 cents to help children's programs where you live. That means Suncoast members help make their community a better place every day just by buying things with their cards. And when we add all those pennies from all those Suncoast card swipes together, we can give millions of dollars to our children's future. Visit suncoastcreditunion.com and learn how much Suncoast could save you.
Welcome back to this concluding round of the A-Team Challenge. Today's game, Charlotte High School versus Fort Myers High. You might notice the teams have grown a little bit. Let me introduce you to the alternates working with the students on the last question here. On the side for Charlotte High School, we have 2 alternates. Right next to me close here is Anissa. Anissa Khan is a senior this year. She's staying close to home and going to study business administration at FGCU. Anissa, welcome to you. In the back is Ben Shalone is a senior. Ben would like to go to UCF and study engineering. So thank you guys for being part of the team. As we look over to the Fort Myers High School side, we have 2 alternates here. This is Rachel right next to me, Rachel Heisa. Rachel is a junior. She wants to go to Brandeis and continue studying music and playing the oboe. Fantastic. And in the back there in the middle is Elbert Wu, junior, as yet undecided after high school, but Elbert, welcome to you as well as an alternate today. Okay, so here we go. The last question is pretty straightforward. It's a science question. Answer these 3 things about the sun. And as always, on these multi-part answers, I've got to get the right answer for each one in order to give you credit. Most of the sun is in the state of matter, neither gas, nor liquid, nor solid, so what is it? This term is used for the visible surface of the sun. And the final one is, though the sun is officially considered a yellow dwarf, it's really what color? These are the answers that I need to see. Plasma, photosphere, and blanca. White. Okay, let's start off with Charlotte High. Charlotte High, you came in at 70 points. I'm sorry to tell you, you got 1. You got the plasma right, but not the other 2. So you did what you needed to do. You wagered your 70 points. That does bring you down to 0. I appreciate you being here. It was a good job today. All right, on the Fort Myers High School side, let's see how you guys did. We had plasma, and you got white, but you missed the photosphere. That's okay, though, because your score going in was 200. You wagered nothing, so you'll be moving on to the quarterfinals. Let's give them a round of applause, Fort Myers High School. All right. And as we always do at the end of the A-Team, we get up and congratulate each other and show our good sportsmanship. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good day. All right, guys.